Hello and welcome to this presentation. In this presentation I'll be presenting upcoming movies that are placing high emphasis on the end of the world as we know it, and the end of humanity as we know it, and the suspicion that something is coming. It seems as though Hollywood is referring, in these movies, to the coming of the Fifth Age, which I'll get to. According to Aztec legend, the Fifth Age will be the last age the Earth will have before it is destroyed. The moon god would devour the sun god and the sun would not rise again. Hollywood is telling us something. We know that they place ciphers in their movies to program your mind, precondition your mind to accept what's coming. New World Order, the Fifth Age. Here I'm going to give you a brief overview of some of the movies that are going to be in store for us this year, that clearly emphasize on the fact that there's going to be a huge change on this earth. This presentation is not going to be a crash course in any sense. Some people will understand what is presented here, some will not. But I encourage all of you watching this to do your own research and come to your own conclusions and create your own videos. It's shocking the number of movies that are propagating this end of the world or end of humanity idea. Is it an indication that something big is about to happen? Is something coming? Hollywood tells you what's happening, but you have to be able to pick up on what they're telling you. I won't be going deep into these movies at all, but I'm hoping this will encourage you to do your own research. This is an infinitesimal piece of the puzzle. Star Trek, Into Darkness, The Earth Will Fall. The film is set in the year 2259. Now this year is very significant in relation to the Fifth Age I mentioned earlier, the final age. In symbology, 22 represents the end of a cycle, and for man, the end of his reincarnations on Earth. The 22nd letter of the alphabet is V, and V is the Roman numeral for 5, the Fifth Age. In Christian theology, the Fifth Age is described in the words of Saint Augustine, found in De Cutis Andis Rudibus in chapter 22. And you could dig down forever on the significance of the number 22. So the year 2259, the 5 signifies, of course, the Fifth Age, and the 9, well, in Hinduism, it's considered a divine number because it represents the end of a cycle. Okay, there's no coincidence here. It could have been any year, but no, all these numbers are significant. There's no accident here. Hollywood does not do accidents. Now if we take the year 2259, 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 9 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9. The end of an age. In the trailer to this film, one of the characters says, "You think your world is safe. It is an illusion. Enjoy these final moments of peace." What's Hollywood trying to tell us here? This is all in there for a reason. Here are a few other indicators of the coming Fifth Age. Pay attention here to the Roman numeral used, representing the Fifth Age. This is found at the end of the Phantom Pain Metal Gear game trailer. Elysium. In the year 2154, two classes of people exist. The very wealthy, who live on Elysium, a man-made space station where there is no poverty, no war, and no sickness. And the rest, us, who live on an overpopulated, ruined Earth. The people of Earth are desperate to escape the planet's crime and poverty. Notice ruined Earth. This implies that some form of devastation has took place, and for some reason the elites are off Earth and living in harmony with no poverty, no war and no sickness. which means they had to have been able to take avoiding action from whatever happened. I wonder how they got up there without being affected by this apparent devastation. Was this a result of their depopulation agenda? The main character, played by Matt Damon, is Max da Costa. Now, I noticed quite quickly that the word mascot can be seen in the name if you look hard enough. Now, a mascot is a person or an animal that is adopted by a team or other group as a symbolic figure. So this guy in the movie is in fact a symbol. Most likely a fallen angel cast down from Elysium, heaven. He has allowed himself to become rigged with technology that has been drilled into him so that he can get into heaven. This to me sounds like the transhumanism, or sounds like transhumanism propaganda, planting the seed. If you want to get into heaven, you're going to need to be microchipped. And if the species wants to progress, we're going to have the implants, the microchips. This is what they want. They want to turn us into robots. As you can see here, the weapon that Max is holding is a chem rail. I know it's quite sad, but there's no accident here. Yes, they are telling you that chemtrails are weapons. Just like this beast of a weapon that he is holding in this image. The chemtrails are poisoning the air, the earth, and everything on it. And they know this. That's why they're rubbing it in your face. After Earth, originally known as 1000 AE. Everything has evolved to kill humans. A crash landing leaves Kitai Rage and his father Cypher. I mentioned that they put ciphers in these films. Stranded on Earth. 1,000 years after events forced humanity's escape. With Cypher injured, Kitai must embark on a perilous journey to signal for help. 1,000 years after events forced humanity's escape. Now, I'm seeing this a lot in these films. The idea that humanity is leaving the planet. Okay, what are they trying to tell us here? I'm seeing the same thing here with Oblivion. Humanity had to leave the planet. Okay? Earth is a memory worth fighting for. Okay? So the human race is no longer part of the Earth. It's a memory that they're fighting for. World War Z. United Nations employee Jerry Lane traverses the world in a race against time to stop the zombie pandemic that is toppling armies and governments and threatening to decimate humanity itself. Decimate means kill in larger numbers. We're talking population control here. This movie to me represents civil unrest and civil war. A rising. Okay? It's not really about zombies at all. The zombies represent humanity. Okay, a zombie also means someone who acts or responds in a mechanical or apathetic way. Basically, they mean us, the masses. Okay, that's what the zombies represent. World War Z. And the name World War Z. Okay, most people would assume that the Z would represent zombie. But in fact, it just simply means Z, the end of the alphabet. World War Z, the final war. Okay, nothing afterwards. And here we come back to the idea of the fifth age, the end of the earth, the end of man's reincarnation on the planet. And I've noticed that the zombies move so fast in this film, and they're so motion blurred, that they just look like any other human. They don't look like zombies at all. And that's the point. Okay? They are meant to represent us. Is this a part of their agenda to invoke civil uproar? Now I'm just going to go briefly over a few more films that are propagating this fifth age or dark earth idea. Thor, the Dark World. Dark World. Dark Earth, maybe? The fifth age? In this movie, Thor battles against the Dark Elves. Okay, now elves are not just mystical beings. Elves are rings or discs created by electromagnetic pulses through thunderstorms, and they spread way out into the Earth's atmosphere, okay, way above what we would perceive. And is this why we have Lord of the Rings with the elves? Okay, Lord of the Rings. Saturn, is that what we're talking about here? The Saturn symbology? Saturn symbolism? I'm not too sure, but I would not be a bit surprised. Iron Man 3. When Tony Stark's world is torn apart by a formidable terrorist called the Mandarin, which actually is a high public official of Imperial China. Okay, we're talking about World War III here. Okay. Stark starts an odyssey of rebuilding and retribution. Rebuilding. Okay, rebuilding from what? Okay, something's going on here. Guys, I'm seeing a pattern forming in these films. G.I. Joe Retaliation. The G.I. Joes are not only fighting their mortal enemy Cobra, they are forced to contend with threats from within the government that jeopardize their very existence. Okay. As you can see, the destruction displayed in this poster, which seems to be very common in all these movies this year, and especially this film. The Hangover 3. It all ends. This one took me by surprise. Okay, I didn't know what to think about this. This one shook me. And also, a hangover is an official who remains in office after his term. Okay, maybe there's something behind that. Hangover 3. Very interesting, very creepy in terms of what we're talking about here. This is the end. While attending a party at James Franco's house, Seth Rogen and Jay and many other celebrities are faced with the apocalypse. Faced with the apocalypse. Okay, that's coming out this year, along with the other films. All talking about the end. The World's End. You know, couldn't be more in your face for that one. 5 friends reunite in an attempt to top their epic pub crawl from 20 years earlier, unwittingly becoming humankind's only hope for survival. Okay, survival from what? As you can read on the poster, good food, fine ales, total annihilation. Ender's Game. In the trailer it says, "These are dark times." There's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. 70 years after a horrific alien war, an unusual gifted child is sent to an advanced military school in space to prepare for a future invasion. Okay, these aren't just random films, okay? These are going to be big blockbuster films. All of these films. They're all portraying the same thing. Okay? Pacific Rim. When an alien attack threatens the Earth's existence. Riddick. The infamous Riddick has been left for dead on a sun-scorched planet. Appears to be lifeless. Soon, however, he finds himself fighting for survival against alien predators more lethal than any human he has encountered. Wow, the same themes are just popping up all over the place, okay? No accident here. They're telling us something.